we kind of didn't go in as deep as what we'd heard over the last few episodes because we wanted to make sure it was 100% true.
Yeah.
But there was plenty to talk about in the off season this year.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to just say that I am not WA Drag Races One Voice. 100% not me. Don't know who it is.
Did someone insinuate it was you?
Yes, several people have. It's not me. I don't Facebook. People that are close in my circle know that the only reason I know any of this stuff is because people send me screenshots of it. So it's not me. I don't think it's Angelo. I don't think it is. I haven't got anyone verifying that it is, so I don't think it is. And plus, he would have to change profiles to be able to comment. You know what I mean? It's very easy to slip up when you do things like that because I have caught out people in the past doing that. So the rumours, the innuendos, etc. I had a very lengthy conversation with Morris Allen from the IHRA today. Now, I just want to be open about this. You two know that, I don't lie to people. I tell people exactly how I feel. I don't mislead people. I'm not going to tell you that I like you when I don't. Yeah. I'm going to tell you I don't like you. It's as simple as that. But I've always had a bit of a thing for Morris Allen because I have the utmost respect for anyone that races a motorcycle. They are, when you're going fast and there is nothing around you, suddenly you start to realise how dangerous what those guys do. And I've always been a fan of his, Now, obviously, I'm a big Andrew supporter. Mm-hmm. But if you go right back to when we started this, when the IHRA came to town, I was pretty clear that I would support it if it was a true international hot rod association, not just a name that was thrown on something to, say, we're a governing body, right? Yeah. And Morris is my witness. I made that clear to him today when I spoke to him. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm not going to lie to you. Because obviously you're going to check us out. You're going to listen to old episodes. You're going to want to know about us before you come on the show and say anything. So, but that's always been my view. Mm. I've always felt that if it was the USA and we have the USA rules and there is a prospect of really turning it into an international like Formula One, then I'm going to support that because I'm a big believer that a high tide lifts all boats. Yeah. Right? So we had a really, really long conversation and I can talk about what I can talk about. I can't talk about stuff that I can't talk about. He's got press releases coming out. I've asked for us to be put on the press release email, etc. I put out. I knew that you would be on board with this, so I didn't bother getting clearance from you. But I've given him an open invitation whenever he wants to come onto the show. Now we spoke about this in the last episode.
Yep,
briefly. So yes, 100%. The trip did happen.
So
Darryl Cuttell, or however pronounced. How did we decide it was pronounced? Cuttell? Yep. Yeah. All right. We're on board with that. Okay.
So just before you get started, Simon, so there's been a Facebook page created, Drag Racing WA, One Voice. A lot of people have been asking questions, posting some statements. It's kind of circulating a bit of this is what I've heard, this is what I've heard. And so the talk has been had about...
Yeah, so look, I don't want to speculate on any of the stuff that's on there. I just want to focus on this. So the trip did happen as we said it was going to. He did charter a jet, cost him $1.5 million. For those of you that don't know who this guy is, he owns a big construction company, from my understanding. He has been building data centers for Elon Musk, doing work for SpaceX, and Amazon warehouses. He's very rich. He's passionate about drag racing. He loves pro modifieds. He loves doored cars. And he purchased the IHRA from Larry Jeffers, I believe it was. Yep. And has subsequently bought a bunch of tracks, including Santa Pod. He's done a deal.
Oh, right.
Yes, he owns Santa
I
Pod
didn't know
now.
that.
Yeah.
Has that
yep.
one been released?
I don't know, but
I
it's locked in. We speculated a lot in the early days about what was going on.
Yeah.
Because,
The huge prize money.
yeah,
There
and
was
there was a track
tracks that were purchased that then.
Yeah.
were-
There was some reversals and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
this is all ploughing ahead. He sounds like a visionary guy. He had several meetings when he was here in Western Australia, so he did come to WA. Now, Morris Allen has been working with Darryl, consulting for the last 6 months. So this isn't something that...
It's not something new.
No.
Yeah.
Right? This has been happening in the background. Morris didn't want to really give up the IHRA, but he felt as though it was the right move for drag racing in Australia. Darryl believes in bringing everyone together here on one platform. Now, obviously, when you say that out aloud, that also means that IHRA, is probably going to disappear, which I'm very sad about that. I've been a staunch supporter of IHRA, but I've also felt that recently the direction that it seems to be taking is a little bit, when you have someone that's not not really a drag racer, or someone that's, grown up around it or is passionate about it, running it, I don't understand how that's going to work, because it is a unique sport. Drag racing is a very unique sport. So we haven't seen much happen with IHRA other than infighting and people that are really working hard, like Murray O'Connor, not really getting the support that they require to be able to move forward. It's really been messy. So
It's just hard when we as racers are spending so much to race, to travel. It's hard making decisions when you can't vision any growth or trajectory from your governing body.
it's hard to invest.
Yeah.
And look, I'm in that boat because, I've got a young family, I'm an old man, and, my wife and I would rather go on holidays and stuff. And, when you're talking about, it's even a fast sportsman car is $100,000 a year proposition to run. So you either got to do what you do and bust your hump and get sponsorship money, or you've got to have $100,000 disposable income, which means your family's going to miss out on holidays and so on and so forth. And this is the problem. Our sport has always been funded by the racers. It's not like, since Winfield left, it's not like we've had someone that's putting up the money, you know, and that's what you need. And eventually people like me go, oh, you know what, maybe I just sell everything and, buy a boat. You know what I mean? It's so I have always said, and it's on record, in the podcast, Facebook posts, if it was a true IHRA, then I would support it, because that is a big thing for our sport, to have an international series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was why Morris made that decision, because he felt that Darryl was really doing something, and we've seen
the growth.
Yeah, and we've
drag racing
seen
in
what he's
Australia.
done in America already.
And the investment.
Yeah, investment is phenomenal.
Investment, into the future of racing.
So they are actively looking at working with tracks in Australia. Okay, he's been buying a lot of tracks overseas. The assumption, and we did hear rumours during the Robin Judd days that he'd brought some Arabs over here to buy the Motorplex. So, is he looking at the Motorplex? Well, I couldn't get a concise answer. I did say, well, I would probably buy one over east, considering Heathcote, the redevelopment and everything. It's like I said.
I don't know how permanent my homing of my altered is on the East Coast for.
Look,
It's gonna have to come home at some point.
I said this before we started recording. Would you honestly have a Formula One race in Perth? With these people that are building this track around Burswood. I mean, they're not people you want involved in motor racing. You know what I mean?
But it's
they're
kind
morons.
Of like, what are you travelling to the other states for?
You
travel for where your interests are.
Yeah, but
Trent goes to Melbourne not because of the arts and culture and music. He goes to Melbourne because of the footy. I go to Melbourne because of the snowfields.
Yeah, I know.
Do I go to Queensland? No, unless it's the winters. I've done the water slides, whatever.
As you reported earlier, they've locked in Willowbank 10-year contract there with sponsorship money in the mix. They've locked in Darwin.
Darwin, yes.
Yeah, they've locked that in, and they're going to look
for some events. It was a bit unclear whether
I think they've got the sanctioning. Pretty sure that Morris said that they have locked in the sanctioning there. But anyway, nonetheless, let me finish with this because I'm getting to the meat and potato side of it here, right? So they're actively looking at working with tracks in Australia, right? There was a meeting with Venues West. Okay, absolutely 100% there was a meeting. Right, now this is where the speculation from what was the
Facebook?
Yeah, what was the
drag races?
WA drag races one voice, right? There was speculation on there reported that they rocked up at the track and the gate was locked. Morris Allen confirmed 100% that the gate was locked and there was some shady looking signs saying something like, the private track hire, drone testing or something. I don't know, something like that.
But that could be legitimate as well.
There was drone testing on that day.
So,
yep. Yeah. Apparently at the far end of the track, right?
But if the track was hired on a dry hire, then that's standard.
So did Venues West tell them to come?
Venues West said, "Go have a look at the track, see what you reckon."
Okay.
Right. Okay. So. There was also some speculation about phone calls made to staff and so on and so forth. He verified all of that, right? I'm not going to name drop.
But
yeah. And if he does come on the show, we can ask him if he wants to talk about it. But anyway.
But staff weren't.
All right. So this is so you've got a billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire, and it's real. It's American money. It's not Australian pesos. Yeah, right. And he flies here to meet with you to talk about. Well, let's work something out here. Maybe, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. He's not going to be worried about a lock gate, yeah. So he just went and hired a helicopter. And flew over. Now, I don't know if that affected the drone testing. I don't know how that works there.
Well, they still had the helipad clearing in the middle of the speedway.
That's right.
Anyway, so now this guy is a bit of a visionary because he's flying over and he's gone, well, that area over there, which is our overflow parking, he's gone, well, I would put a drift track there because that's perfect for a drift track and we need to bitumise this and we need, so he's definitely a visionary.
Probably the best way to see it, really.
Yeah, well, actually, you're right. Now, all I can say, and this is where I'm going to finish off on this, is that there are some big announcements coming up. I've asked for us, like I said, to be on the press release stuff and recognised by them. But honestly, I think these guys have got the best interest of the sport. I could be wrong. I could be getting, led along. But the prize money, everything is just unbelievable for Australia. It's good for America. It's good prize money. So